Welcome to Yogaroo Online. And in this practice, we're going to do a lovely practice, which is all about full body mobility for life. So we're talking about the shoulders, the spine, the hips, and just working with the full body for everyday mobility. So often we get a little bit stuck in our heads about the idea of I am or I am not flexible. And, but our perception of whether we are flexible or not, it sometimes is about whether we can do something like touch our toes or something extreme. But what we want from our practice is to get really lovely everyday mobility from what we do on our mat. So we're going to be working through a little bit of everything, seeing as it's the last of our 5-week classes. So we'll get straight stuck into it, and as usual we'll start on all fours. So we'll start with an observation of the hips, and then we're going to observe our shoulders, and then we're going to observe our spine. So in this cat-cow now, I want you to really feel the rotation of the pelvis forward and back on the top of those femur bones there. Even though you'll notice it in your spine, I want you to really feel this whole pelvic unit tilting forward and back. So let's do a few rounds. As usual, inhale, let the belly soften down towards the ground, the gaze comes forward. And on your exhale, you lift your spine up towards the ceiling. But again, it's the pelvis we're looking at here. So you're lifting the back of the pelvis up and back towards the back of your mat there. So really focus, even if you want to close your eyes, to really feel the sensation of the pelvis moving forward and back. So tilting down, it's like pouring out on your mat there, and then lifting up. So it's like a little bowl tilting forward and back. And it doesn't have to be your biggest cat-cow. I'm just doing kind of an exaggerated one just to help you see the actual motion of the pelvis moving forward and back. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is something that we've done before. So bring the knees together. We're going to do this full lovely rotation of the hip. I'm going to demo it on the left side, and then I'll move to the right because you're going to be moving your right hip. So on the inhale, you're going to lift your knee out to the side, keep the foot fully flexed there. On your exhale, you're going to press the leg away. When the leg gets straight, then the toes reach down towards the ground. Okay, so that's the movement. I'll show you one more time on the left. You're doing it on the right. Inhale, open the hip out to the side. Don't worry too much if the hip opens a little bit, but do make sure that it's this full glute that's lifting the leg. And then exhale, press the foot away. Have it open to the side. When you've finished reaching it, then tip the toes down towards the ground. So just last movement of the exhale is there, and then roll the whole foot towards the ground so that you're really feeling that whole opening and closing of the hip in its socket. Okay, so let's do one or two more of them. Open the right leg out to the side, and then exhale, press the foot away like you're pressing something away. And then on the end of your exhale, close the hip down, the toes towards the ground. We'll do two more. So inhale, open the hip out to the side, and exhale, press the foot away, close the foot down, and then inhale last time, open the hip out to the side, squeeze into the back of that hip there, exhale, press the foot away, close the foot down towards the ground, and bring your right knee down onto the ground. Okay, so we'll move on to the left-hand side. Same drill, we're going to open the hip out to the side on our inhale. Make sure you keep both arms straight and the shoulders nice and broad towards the front of your mat. Exhale, press the foot away. As you come to the very end of your mat with your foot, then close the foot down towards the mat. And we'll start again. Inhale, open the hip out to the side, squeeze into the back of that hip there. Exhale, press the foot away. Close the toes down towards the ground, and we'll do two more. Inhale, open the hip out to the side. Exhale, press the foot away. At the end, you bring the toes down towards the mat or facing towards the mat. And then exhale, bring that left leg down towards the ground. Okay, so for the next one, again, I'll demo it on the left side, but you're going to be lifting your right leg. We're going to inhale, lift right leg out. Yeah, you're going to lift your right leg out to the side, remembering to press into both arms, keep the integrity of the spine. And you're going to exhale, tap the foot off the right side of your mat. You're going to inhale to lift it up again, and then tap the leg to the left side of your mat. So it can be here, or it can just be at the back right and back left side of your mat. Okay, we'll do that a few times. So inhale, you're going to do the right side. I'm going to join you on the right. Inhale, lift the leg up. Exhale, tap the foot just off the right side of your mat. Inhale to lift it again, and exhale, tap the foot off the left side of your mat. Try not to swing your hips too much when you do that. They will swing a little bit. Okay, we'll do one more. Inhale, lift the leg. Exhale, tap to the off right side of your mat. Inhale, lift, and exhale, tap off the left side of your mat. Okay, we'll move it over to the other side. Inhale, left leg now. Squeeze into the back of that hip there now. Exhale, tap just off the left side of your mat. Inhale, lifts it again, and then exhale, taps it just off to the right side of your mat. We'll do 2 more rounds. Inhale, lift that left leg up, squeeze, try keep the integrity of the spine. Exhale, just tap off the left side of your mat. Inhale, lift it, and then exhale, tap it off the right side of your mat. And then come back to center. So that is our exploration of our hips. So let's take some nice hip circles here. I'm not sure whether it's because I've already done a bit of yoga, or definitely there was loads of activity going on in the hips there. So maybe circles, figure 8, or just a cat-cow, or whatever feels nice to ease out any little bits of muscle tension there. Okay, we're going to move on to the shoulders now. We're going to start with some scap press. So scapular, or shoulder blades, which are those lovely triangles. My lights are tonight. The sun has moved again, so hopefully you can see me properly. Do you want me to move the sheets of paper? I think the sun has moved away. Does somebody give me the thumbs up or down? I'm going to jump onto my. Give me a second.
It'll keep moving.
Yeah, it will. I'll move it one more time, and then I'll leave it. Okay. Okay, that's better. I'll leave it there. You can still kind of see me. Okay, we're moving on to the shoulders now. So scap press, those lovely triangular bones at the back of our shoulders there. So with this, really simple, all we're going to do is we're going to let the collarbones kind of drop down towards the mat and the shoulder blades draw together. So it's quite a small movement. Don't overthink it. And then we're going to inhale and lift the shoulders up, and the shoulder blades spread across our back, okay? So let's see, the inhale, actually the inhale is where it drops down. So the inhale, the shoulder blades draw together, and try not to hunch your shoulders up towards your ears there. It's literally just an up and down movement rather than a forward and back movement. So we're going to inhale, and the kind of the chest just softens down towards your mat. The shoulder blades draw together, and then you exhale, shoulder blades spread across your back like wings. We'll do 1 or 2 more of them. Inhale. So there's so much connective tissue here in our shoulder blades. It's a nice one to kind of ease out any little bits of stuck connective tissue here, just letting the whole shoulder blade slide across your back there. So again, don't overthink it, just literally pressing and releasing. It's not a huge movement. It's just any sense of the shoulder blades joining together and the shoulder blades lifting away from each other or drawing away from each other. Okay, we'll do this lovely one actually we did, I think, about 2 weeks ago. We're going to reach the fingertips forward. And again, I'm going to demo it on the left-hand side so you can see me. You're going to reach your right fingertips forward. And then on your exhale, you're going to swing them back towards the back of the mat, and the hips come down towards your heels. And then you're going to inhale to reach the arm up and forward towards the front of your mat again. So again, you know, we're working just through a lovely rotation of the shoulder. working with your range of movement within your shoulder. It might not look the same as mine. There might be a different range of movement in your shoulder, but working with what works for you. Okay, so right fingertips forward, inhaling here. Exhale, sweep the arm back towards the back of the mat. And then inhale, press into your shins there to lift the hips up and reach the arms forward. Okay, I'm going to do it on the right side now. You are staying on the right. I was just demoing there. So right fingertips forward, exhale, sweep the right arm back. Inhale, lift the arm up. Feel for a lovely fluid movement through the folded shoulder joint there as you reach the arm forward and the fingertips down. One more on this side. Exhale, swing the arm back nice and gently until it reaches the back of the mat. Inhale, reach the arm up and forward nice and slowly. So the more slowly you make the movement, the more you can really feel for kind of rooting out, sorry, excuse my voice, rooting out any of those little sticky points. And we all have little sticky points in our shoulders. Okay, we do the left hand side now. So left fingertips forward. Exhale, reaches the left arm back towards the back of the mat. Inhale, sweeps the arm forward. So do it nice and slowly there now until the arm reaches the top of your mat again. Exhale, reach the arm back. Inhale, press into your shins, lift the arm up and over, nice and smoothly now. Nice simple movement. Don't be, again, another one not to overthink. And then exhale, sweep the arm back last time, reach towards the back of the mat. And inhale, reach the arm up. And then exhale, brings the fingertips back down again. Okay, just come to sit on your heels there. We're not going to stay here for long, but if this is not good for your knees, just maybe pop a brick or two underneath your hips, but we won't be staying here for long. Okay. And we're just going to do some shoulder rolls. So I've turned into a little angel again, but I'll leave it this time. If you have difficulty seeing me, please do flag it. So we'll start with our right shoulder. I'm not going to mirror you now. You're literally going to lift the shoulder up and roll it back. And let's add the breath. So inhale, lifting the shoulder up and exhale, reaching it back. Inhale, lifting the shoulder up and exhale, reach it back and down. So almost see, can you find the four movements? So reaching it forward, up, back and down. So forward and up on your inhale and back and down on your exhale. Now let's change direction. So up and forward on your inhale and back or down and back on your exhale. Up and forward on your inhale and down and back on your exhale. We'll do the same thing on the other side. We're going to lift it up and back and down and forward. Up and back on your inhale, down and forward on your exhale. Up and back on your inhale, down and forward on your exhale. We'll swap direction. Up and forward on your inhale, down and back on your exhale. One more, up and forward on your inhale and down and back on the exhale. Let's just bring us symmetrical again. We'll do both at the same time and we're going to reach them back because habitually we roll forward. So let's lift both shoulders up, reach them back and gently let them rest down, and feeling the shoulder blades settle onto your back there. Okay, so that is, we have one more thing for the shoulders. So I'll demo it from here. We're going to kind of sit back on your heels there and you're going to bring you're going to do your right side. You're going to bring the fingertips to the back of your skull there on your inhale. And then you're going to exhale, just sweep the arm forward. Inhale opens up. So see the palm here, it's moving open. And then exhale, it reaches forward. Inhale, the palm opens, touches the back of your neck or the back of your skull. And then exhale, reaches forward. Again, we're moving all sorts of things in our shoulder joint there, particularly with this movement. Okay, now that was your right side. So I'm going to do my right side because I was mirroring you there. So you're going to inhale on your left side, fingertips to the back of the skull. And then exhale, hand closes down towards the ground. So palm towards the ground. And then it opens up to the side and comes to the back of your neck there. Inhale. And then exhale, reaches the arm forward. So try and keep the arm in the same height as your shoulder. So there's a little bit of activity in the shoulder, keeping it high. Inhale last time, opening it up. And then exhale, reaching the arm forward, and then bring both hands down towards the ground. Okay, we're going to move into the spine now, last part of our body before we come into our flows. Let's just start off with some cat-cows. So the last time we did our cat-cows, we were looking at our hips, and this time now we're moving into the spine. So let's do our nice, with our breath, inhale, belly softens down towards the ground, and exhale, lift the spine up towards the ceiling. Excuse me. So this time, you're really concentrating all your attention on the little spaces between the vertebrae. So on your inhale, feel the spaces open at the front of your vertebrae there, or more of a sense of it. You're not really going to feel it. And then exhale, lift the spine up towards the ceiling and feel the spaces between the vertebrae on the top side, the back of your spine there. A few more rounds. Inhale, belly softens down towards the ground. And exhale, lift the spine up towards the ceiling. And let's add in the shoulder blades to this. So inhale, belly softens down towards the ground. The shoulder blades draw together. And exhale, lift your spine up towards the ceiling. The shoulder blades spread. And then we'll add our pelvis to it. So inhale, belly softens down towards the ground. The pelvis tilts forward. The shoulder blades draw together. And exhale, lift your spine up towards the ceiling. The pelvis lifts up and back, and the shoulder blades draw apart. Okay, we're going to do a little flow here. We're going to do a little bit of work with a very gentle back bend, and then coming into our cat position. Okay, so this is the forward part, and then this is the back bend. Okay, so we're going to inhale, our arms are in cactus position, just a gentle back bend here. And then exhale, lift the spine up towards the ceiling. Inhale, coming up to kneeling, arms in cactus, gently reach the arms back. So again, we're working with our spine, we're working with our hips, and we're working with our shoulders. So feel this rotation of the arms. Try to keep your elbow in line with the socket as the palms reach back as you come into a small back bend. And then exhale, coming into your cat, lift the spine up towards the ceiling. We'll do one more of them. So inhale, coming up to kneeling, hands in cactus position, reach the arms back, or the palms back towards the back of your mat. Inhaling, and then exhale, hands down towards the ground, lift your spine up towards the ceiling. Okay, there's our warm-up done. So like lots of warm-up for all those three parts of the body. And to gently make our way up to standing and come through our standing flow. So let's step the right leg forward, lift the left knee up, step left leg forward, folding down. Inhale, press into your feet, reach the arms up high, and exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Okay, we'll start with our first standing flow. So inhale, reach the arms up high. Then exhale, sweep the arms back and step that left leg back. We're going to immediately come into our reverse. So listen carefully now. You're going to flatten that left foot, open the hips out to the side of the mat there, and swing the right arm up and over to find our way into our reverse warrior. And then we're going to straighten that front leg and find our way into kind of a version of Trikonasana. And then we're going to exhale and bring the right arm up and over and find our way into reverse warrior again. So we're going to flow through that 2 more times. Inhale, legs straight, coming into our kind of half triangle, half warrior. And then exhale into our reverse pose. And this time we're going to come into our Trikonasana. So inhale into our warrior 2. And then exhale, we're going to straighten that front leg any amount and bring the right hand anywhere onto the right thigh or lower calf. Inhale into our warrior. And then exhale, straightening that front leg and bringing the right arm down. Try to keep a nice integrity of the spine facing to the side of your mat there, rather than curling it forward or back. We'll flow through that 1 or 2 more times. Inhale into your warrior, front knee bends. And then exhale into our Trikonasana, bringing the right arm down, left arm reaches up and over. Okay, and then we're going to keep the front knee bent now for this one. And we're going to reach our arms up, interlace our fingers, reaching up towards the ceiling. Inhale here, and then exhale, hinging back any amount. So really using your core here to protect your back. We're going to add 2 more into this flow and then repeat it. So we're going to inhale to lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, hinge forward. So for the second 2 poses, the front knee is straight, and for the first 2 poses, the front knee is bent. So we'll start again. Inhale, the front knee is bent, reach through the fingertips, and then exhale, hinging to the back of your mat. Your upper body doesn't need to be moving a huge amount now. Inhale, straighten that front leg, and then exhale, hinging to the front of your mat. And we'll do that flow 1 more time. So inhale, reach the fingertips up, front knee bent, and exhale, hinging to the back of your mat. Inhale, straighten the front leg, and exhale, hinging to the front of your mat. Let's pivot on the back of that left foot there. Inhale, reach the arms up high, and exhale, let's just step that left leg forward and folding down. Inhale, reach the arms up high, and exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. So we're going to keep going, and we'll go straight over to the second side. Inhale, reach the arms up high, and then exhale, we're going to go straight into my dog is about to come into the shot. We're going to come straight into our lunge with the right leg comes back there. Okay, so we're going to sneak that right foot down now. We're coming into our warrior, which means that we're opening the hips out the side of our mat there now. Right hand comes down to the right thigh, left arm sweeps up and over, and we find our way into our warrior. Okay, so we're going to do our 2 little flows here, and then we'll do our 4 pose flow. So we're going to inhale into warrior, and then exhale into reverse. Inhale into warrior, and exhale into reverse. Inhale to warrior last time, and exhale to reverse. And we're going to straighten that front leg now. Actually, we're going to keep it bent. We're going to come into warrior again, and then we're going to straighten it into our triangle pose. So inhale here, and then exhale into our triangle pose. Left hand comes down to our left thigh or our left calf, and the right arm reaches. Inhale to warrior, and then exhale, left hand reaches down, right arm reaches up. Inhale to warrior 2, and exhale, left hand down, right arm up. Okay, and we're going to come into our flow now. So the first 2 poses is with the front leg bent. The second 2 poses is with the front leg straight. I'll talk you through it. So let's interlace our fingers, reach them up towards the ceiling. Inhale here, and then exhale, hinging over to your right hand side. So you have your left leg forward. I'm not mirroring you. You have your left leg forward, and you're reaching your body to your right leg there. Inhale to reach it, and then exhale to hinge to your left side. I'm going to add the next 2 poses in. So inhale to lift up, and then exhale, reaching over to the left side now with that left leg straight. Inhale to bend that right knee, reaching up, and then exhale, hinging to the right hand side. And we'll do 2 more flows of them. So inhale to reach up, left leg straightens, and exhale, hinging the upper body to the left hand side. Inhale to reach up, left leg bends, and exhale, hinging to the right hand side. Okay, and then pivoting both feet to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach the arms up high. And then exhale, just stepping that left leg forward, folding down. Okay, and then inhale, reaching up halfway. And exhale, folding down. We're going to come down to the ground now and just do a little bit of hip work in the middle of our standing flows. So come to a seated position and have your well, it's not a cross-legged position. So let's see, can you see me properly there? I have my legs at kind of like a 45-degree angle. I'm pretty sure we've done this before. One or two of you might remember it. So you can see there, I've got my left leg at a 45-degree and my right leg at a 45-degree. Bring your hands behind your back there now. A simple movement. What we're going to do is lift that right leg up, which, I mean, I say it's simple, but it takes quite a bit of effort to lift it up. And then you're just going to sweep the leg forward and tap either the ground or the left knee there, just depending how that hip is feeling today. Okay, and then just bring it back. So we'll do it slowly. We're going to inhale to lift. So that really takes a bit of effort there and a squeeze, and maybe a little tilt to the left-hand side. And then exhale, pivot the whole hip so that it's open now and that toe tops either the floor or onto that left knee there. And bringing it back. Last time, inhale to lift the leg and exhale, open the whole hip. As the toe sweeps forward, the hip is opening and you tap onto the left knee there. And we'll just quickly swap over to the other side. So just maybe have both knees bent and let them fall to the opposite side there. So I now have my right leg at a 45-degree angle here and my left leg at a 45-degree angle. And we're going to be lifting that left leg. Hands behind you now. It's fine to pour a bit of weight into that right arm there to help you lift the leg up. It's a heavy thing, like our legs are heavy, so it takes a bit of effort to lift it up. So inhale, lift that left leg up, and then exhale, opening the hip out, drawing like a line on the ground with the toe there, and either touching the floor in front of you or seeing, can you touch your right knee, and then bring it back again. We'll do two more of them. So inhale to lift it, a little bit of effort. And then exhale, sweeps the foot forward and touches onto the floor or the right knee. And last time, inhale, lifts it, and exhale, sweeps the leg forward and touches onto the right knee. And bring the leg back, just come up to all fours. We're going to move on to our second standing flow now. So stepping the right leg forward, lift the left knee, step the left leg forward, folding down. Inhale, press into your feet and reach the arms up high, and exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. Okay, let's go again now. Inhale, reach the arms up high, and exhale, step the left leg back now, arms reaching back. So start finding our way into arrowhead. Okay, we're going to inhale, reach the arms up high again. And then on our exhale, we're going to interlace our hands behind our back here now. Inhale, reach the arms back and down between the legs there. And then exhale, bring your whole body just to the inside of that left or the right leg there. Inhale, lifts you up. And exhale, brings you down. Let's try and do that with the breath now. So inhale, lifts you up. And exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lifts you up again. And then this time we're going to do our cactus arms into a little back bend. So that's our forward bend. Now we're going to come into a gentle back bend. So we're inhale here with the arms reaching. And then exhale, bending the elbows, coming into cactus position. Inhale, reaches the arms up. And exhale, remembering, trying to keep the elbow as high as your shoulder there. And the palms of the hands are reaching back as is comfortable. Inhale, reaching, and we'll do it with the breath now of 6. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale to reaching. And then exhale, hands either side of the front foot. Bring the left knee down, bring the right knee down, and come to tabletop position. And just a little bit of work like we did the last time. And this time we're going to put it in the middle of the two flows. So you're going to come to kneeling, hands in prayer position at your heart. You're going to inhale here and then exhale. See, can you reach the hips forward as the shoulders come back, any amount. So using your arms in front of you to kind of counterbalance this. Squeeze into the back of the hips there. That's kind of working as your brakes. Inhale to lift up through the spine, but don't come any further forward than upright. And exhale, just hinge back any amount to try to make sure those hips are keeping stacked so they're not coming too far forward and they're not going back. And again, this can be a very small movement for you. And then inhale to come up. Coming back to all fours, step that right leg forward, lift left knee, step the left leg forward and folding down. Inhale, reach your arms up high and exhale, hands down the midline in prayer position. So we'll do the same thing on the second side. Inhale, reach the arms up high and exhale. This time we're stepping the right leg back into arrowhead. Okay, we'll do our first standing flow. So again, remembering to keep the legs nice and wide. I think I definitely had them a bit too narrow there the last time. I was finding my balance tricky. Inhale, reach the arms up high again. Exhale, interlace the hands behind your back there. Reach them down between your legs there. Let the chest open nicely. Inhale here. Maybe draw the navel in towards the spine. Don't let the belly kind of just open and hang too much. And then exhale, using that 360 cinching in of the waist, control it, coming down just to the inside of that left leg there. And then that's our flow. So inhale, lifts up, reach the fingertips back, and exhale just to the inside of that left leg there. And we'll do our third one with the breath. So inhale, reaching up, the fingers come back. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale to reach the arms up high. And our second flow is cactus. So the arms come into cactus position, trying to keep the elbows the same height as the shoulder there. And see, can you really reach the arms back? So it's a tricky one, but like reaching the fingertips back and keeping the elbow in line with the shoulder there. Inhale, reach the arms up high. And then exhale, reach the arms back. So the hands are reaching to the back of your mat. Inhale, reaches up. And exhale, the arms are reaching back, remembering to keep that containment of the whole abdominal region. Inhale, reaches the arms up high. Let's do it with the breath now. And exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reaches up. Exhale, hands either side of the front foot. Bring the right knee down. Left knee comes down. And we'll do our little bit of camel work again. So hands in prayer position at your heart there. Inhale, lengthen through the whole spine. So it's like you're trying to find little bits of space between your vertebrae. And then exhale, reach the hips kind of forward so that they don't go back, but they are keeping stacked over that knee as you reach the shoulders back. So opening the shoulders back, cinching those shoulder blades together. So remember, we had the shoulder blades drawing together with our scap presses. Inhale to reach, and then exhale to gently hinge back. Shoulders reaching back, shoulder blades together, hips moving forward. Inhale to lift. And last time, exhale to reach back, shoulder blades together. And inhale to come back up. Okay. So how are we doing for time? We're definitely ready for a restorative now. We started a little bit later. So we're going to come down onto our backs now. Okay. I'm getting ready now to just soften all those parts, shoulders, hips, and spine that we've been working through. Let's do a couple of little windscreen wipes of the legs from side to side. So let's bring the feet hip distance, or not hip distance, mat distance apart, and just let the knees drop from side to side. Let the hips lift and just let the knees go with it. Maybe inhale up to center and then exhale, they drop to the left. Inhale up to center and then exhale, they drop to the right. Let's bring them back up to center now. And we'll do a little bit of movement through the spine here. So we're going to just tilt the pelvis forward and back. So forward on our inhale. I hope you can see it there. I've got an arch in my lower back there. And then exhale brings it down towards the mat. The whole spine is contacting with the mat there. Inhale to tilt the pelvis forward and up. Think of those two pointy hip bones. The back of the pelvis or the base of the pelvis is staying on the ground here. And then exhale, the whole pelvis sits on the ground. We'll do one more of them. Inhale to lift those two pointy hip bones up and forward. It's like they're trying to get to a sit-up position. And then exhale, the whole pelvis lies on the ground and the lower back flattens towards the ground. Okay, so let's just take one stretch, everything out in every direction, fingertips reaching, arms reaching. And then let's draw everything in towards the midline. So hug your knees in towards your chest. And rolling over to your right-hand side, we'll get ready for our first restorative pose. So I thought for this one, it would be perfect to do our shoulder opening one. So just listen carefully because the instruction for the blanket is pretty important. So you're going to take your blanket into a 4 fold. That's just the blanket folded in 4. And then you're going to fold it lengthways over again. So you've got a long length of blanket there. And you're going to roll up one end of that, just like 1 or 2. You know, it doesn't need to be very, very wide a roll. So that's what I'm going to, and I'm going to have that at the top part of my mat. My head is going to go onto that. My shoulders are going to fall off the sides. So that's why you don't want the blanket too wide there. And this is going to be sitting just at the tips of my shoulder blade there. So I'll show you how we know that that is the correct position. Maybe just hold on to it while you're getting into position. Okay, so it feels at my shoulder blades. And how I know it's in the right place is there's about 2 fingers width between the top of the roll and my armpit there. Okay, and mine is flattened a little bit, but that's okay. You don't need a huge lift here because it's quite a strong opening for the front of the chest there. Okay, and then reach the legs away. Maybe tilt the pelvis forward and back until you get a nice neutral sense of your spine there. And now options for the shoulders here, you can have your arms in cactus position, which would probably be the most opening for the front of the shoulders there and the chest. Or you can have your arms in T position, which would be a little less of an opening. If you're happy in T position, I suggest possibly the palms facing up so that the backs of the shoulders still have space to drop down either side of your blanket roll there. And that's still not working for your shoulders. Maybe just bring them to about a 45-degree away from your body there. So just picking whichever shoulder position works for you today. Feel a deep breath here in your chest as you let the shoulders really drop down towards the mat there, just dropping off the sides of your mat. And can you start to let the muscles through your body soften, all those muscles that we've worked through. Let's start with our toes, our ankles, the backs of our calves, backs of our knees, legs, backs of the hips. Let's have a pause here at the hips. The hips feel heavy on the mat now in this nice neutral position. Front of the chest opening, shoulders opening. Nice sense of this lift through the back of the chest there. Now deciding or making sure that the blanket roll height that you gave yourself was the right height. So just, fiddle about with it, make sure it's the right pose for you. If it's too high, take one of the rolls out. And if it's too low, maybe make it a little bit higher. So really let your shoulders soften here. Are you holding any tension in your shoulders? And with this space either side of that narrow blanket, just let them drop down. Let them move away from your ears and drop down. So let's get ready to move out of this pose. So if you have your arms in catch position, maybe just bring the palms up and then reverse it. So just let the palms reach down towards the ground for one breath. The shoulders will lift up. And then reach the arms away with the palms facing up. Press your forearms into the ground there and just bend the knees up. And gently lift yourself up off your narrow blanket. Okay, so our next one, we're going to take it into a supported fish pose. So you have two options for this. I'm going to set you up in the low version, but if you're used to this one or you've done it before, by all means, come up to the higher version. You just have to be kind of comfortable that you know that you can trust your prop. So this is the higher version where you have a high block and a mid block, and they're going to be like this. And this is the lower version where you have a mid block and a low block. Okay, so that's the block arrangements. You need 2 blankets just to soften the props. And let's actually just refold that one. So bring that into a 4-fold again, fold it again, and one more time. So you end up with a nice kind of rectangular shape, and just drape that over the higher one. Make sure it's nice and stable. And then drape your other one over the next one. So you've got 2 heights of bricks there. So we're coming into like another little chest opening back bend. So what we want is for this lovely curve at the back of your skull, it's called your occipital curve. And we want that to be supported by this higher brick here. And then this one is kind of sitting again at the back of the shoulder blades there. Okay, so you might need to adjust a little bit depending on where you are positioned on your mat. So just bring yourself onto your forearms and just play around with where that brick is hitting your shoulder blades. Make sure it's like right underneath the shoulder blades. And then the higher one is just sitting underneath that curve of your neck so that it's kind of, you can feel this lovely, you'll know when you've hit it because you feel this kind of opening at the back of the skull there. It's almost like kind of an instant tension release. You know, I have to move my ponytail out of the way there. So if you have any sorts of hair equipment, move them out of the way, make sure that you get it in the right position. But it should also feel nice and secure as well. Okay, so now that you're happy with your chest opening, this lovely support for the back of the skull there, this time palms facing up and just draped down either side of your second post or brick there. And if it feels nice for the spine, lengthen the legs out. So if that brings too much of a curve in your lower spine, you can keep your knees bent a little bit or straighten them out, just depending what feels good for you. So a simple little arrangement, or just 2 bricks and 2 blankets, and bring you into this lovely open, heart opening pose and a little subtle back bend. This pose is a really good pose to take if you suffer from kind of tension headaches. There's all sorts of little receptors at the back of your skull there that kind of can be the cause of tension headaches. So this is one to kind of keep in your catalogue for coming back to times when you need it. So seeing as we're playing around with the back of the skull there, let's kind of feel for sensation in the top of the skull and across the forehead. And feel like you have this silky fabric that's draped across your forehead and is draping down across the back of your skull and the sides of your skull. And it's even draping down towards the point of the back of your skull, which is being supported by the brick. And it's like this mixture of water and silk in texture. And it's kind of has a flowing quality to it. So just in your imagination, feel for that. What would that feel like? So feel the chest opening here with your inhale, lifting up and almost away from the lower brick. And then with your exhale, it drops back down towards the brick. And softening the breath and maybe concentrating on just the exhale and let the body really drop into the support of the post or of the bricks and the mat underneath you. Can you feel a sense of spaciousness in the space just under the top of your skull there? Kind of a lightness or a brightness. It's almost like the clutter of your brain has been lifted and it's dissolving away. Excuse me. You're going to stay there for another few breaths. I've just come out because it was giving me a tickle in my throat there. Okay, so getting ready to come out of this pose and just bend the knees up, place the forearms on the ground there, and gently lift yourself up nice and slowly now. Come up onto the right hand and the left hand. And then just place the bricks off your mat there. And we're going to do another little back bend experiment. And we're going to add a little bit of support under our knees as well. I'm actually going to add a little bit of support under our lower or under our cervical spine there as well. So let's bring your blanket to, we'll do the neck one first. So bring your blanket to a 4 roll and roll it over one more time. And then just roll it up once or twice. Now that it might unravel, but you can just roll it again when you're getting ready to come down. You're going to pop that at the back of your mat there. Maybe just, give it a squeeze there and see will it stay in place. So that's going to be sitting just at the small of the back of the little curve at the back of your neck there. Your next blanket, open it up nice and wide now because we're going to put it back under our shoulder blades again. But we want it to be a really gentle lift. So have it as a 4-fold and just roll it up kind of quite loosely so that it won't be too firm. And we're just going to put that under our shoulder blades. And then for our final blanket, have it as a 4-fold. And then roll it up again and do this one maybe a little bit more firmly. And we're going to have that under our knees. Okay, so coming back onto your mat again. One of the rolls is under your knees. The second one, the kind of flatter one, is just under the tips of the shoulder blades. And then you've got your neck roll there, just filling the space between your mat and your neck there. So we're not lifting up the cervical spine at all. We're literally just filling the space. Arms either side of the body, palms facing up. And we're just gently making our way down towards our Shavasana, but we're just integrating some of these principles that we've been exploring in our restorative practice on our way down. So taking this ripple back bend here. So just depending what feels nice for you, my arms are sitting on that blanket there, which can feel nice. Or if you want your arms freer, you can bring them into a T shape. And let's not bring them into cactus. Let's just, pare back from the shoulders a bit. And feel now for the points of contact with the ground. The back of the heels, back of the knees on your rolled blanket, nice and soft. Back of the hips on your yoga mat. And then the back of the shoulder blades under or on top of that soft blanket, lifting the chest up just enough to feel a nice stretch across the chest. Back of the mat supported by your blanket, and the back of the head supported by the blanket too. Now try and ingrain this into your memory, the sensations of what's been lifted, what's been softened, and what's been supported. And then we're going to take these props out now in a moment, and then just notice the difference, not just in an observational way, between this pose where we've filled in some of the gaps, and then our next pose, which is our Shavasana, where we're coming to a very neutral position, and there's natural curves where we are lifted off the mat because of the shape of our spine and our legs and our arms. So let's try and move into our Shavasana without even lifting ourselves up again. So maybe just kicking your blanket from underneath your knees off your mat, and maybe just lifting your back up and then lifting the blanket that was underneath your shoulder blades. And you can leave your blanket under your neck there, or else just take it away if you want to do that observational work and just feel this version where it feels like partially more exposed because we're not padding any of the parts of the body that are lifting off the ground, but it also feels lovely and neutral and natural. This is how your body lies on a surface. So taking a few minutes in your Shavasana to observe the body, observe the breath, and absorb your efforts of your practice. Gently ready to come out of your practice. Moving really slowly now. Rolling over to your right hand side, maybe curling up into a little ball. Then getting ready to come up to a seated position using your left arm to support you in this transition. Making your way to a seated position, hands in prayer position at your heart. Using any of your props to lift your hips up, sit on, wrap yourself in, whatever feels good. Thumbs to your third eye, to your lips, to your heart center, and namaste. And thank you for practicing with me.